A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development regarding the ongoing conflict in Sudan, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for an international halt to arms supplies to the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. This announcement comes as the RSF continues to engage in a brutal civil war with the Sudanese army, which began in April 2023. The conflict has led to catastrophic humanitarian consequences, with over 40,000 lives lost and millions displaced. The RSF, accused of committing heinous war crimes, including mass killings and sexual violence against civilians, has been under scrutiny from various international bodies. Rubio's remarks, made at the conclusion of a G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada, emphasized the need for immediate action to prevent further atrocities. He stated, "The RSF has committed systematic atrocities, including murder, rape, and sexual violence against civilians. This needs to stop. They're clearly receiving assistance from outside." In response to Rubio's statements, El-Bashar Taibik, an advisor to RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, criticized the U.S. Secretary's comments as detrimental to ceasefire efforts. Taibik asserted that halting arms supplies could escalate the conflict further, undermining ongoing diplomatic efforts aimed at achieving a humanitarian ceasefire. The RSF has recently indicated its agreement to a U.S.-led proposal for a ceasefire, but Rubio expressed skepticism regarding their intentions, suggesting that the RSF believes it is winning the war and has no incentive to comply with ceasefire agreements. The U.S., along with Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Egypt, collectively known as the Quad, has been actively working to mediate peace in the region. However, the RSF's actions have raised alarms, and Rubio pointed out that they are not just engaged in warfare, but are also committing horrifying atrocities against innocent civilians, particularly women and children. The situation in El Fasher, a city recently captured by the RSF, has been described as dire, with reports of mass killings and a humanitarian crisis unfolding. Rubio's comments, while highlighting the urgent need for international intervention, have also drawn attention to the role of the UAE, which has been accused of supplying weapons to the RSF. Despite the UAE's denials, investigations have suggested that the Gulf state is a key player in the arms supply chain to the RSF. Rubio's statements mark one of the most forceful positions taken by the Trump administration regarding the conflict in Sudan, yet the effectiveness of such declarations remains uncertain. The RSF's previous violations of ceasefire agreements raise questions about their commitment to peace. The ongoing violence has triggered what the G7 has termed the world's largest humanitarian crisis, with millions of people affected and in desperate need of assistance. The international community continues to grapple with the complexities of the situation, as calls for an arms embargo and a comprehensive ceasefire grow louder. As the conflict rages on, the plight of the Sudanese people remains at the forefront of global humanitarian concerns. The international community is urged to take decisive action to halt the flow of weapons and support to the RSF, ensuring that the voices of those suffering are heard and addressed. In the face of such adversity, the call for peace and justice in Sudan has never been more critical, as the world watches closely and hopes for a resolution to this tragic conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.